Welcome, comic lovers. Garvin, the old comic guy, at you with another comic shout out. On this week's shout outs, we have some interesting characters. So let's begin. So, Dr. Von Chilla. His eye candy videos he started earlier this year are amazing comic hauls with some cool information. Officially, he is discussing comic books, so this is from his blurb, discussing comic books in the context of his more than half a century of collecting, with an occasional off-topic video. The emphasis of all of his videos is to have fun. What he's saying is he's old like us. That's what he's saying. And some of you are definitely not as young as I, or as old as I am, so that's okay too. But yeah, over half a century, so 50 years of collecting. I guess I haven't been collecting that long. I have the over 50, but not collecting that long. So, oh wow, that's coming up sooner than I think. Anyway, all fun. He does some pretty cool stuff. His videos are comic hauls, and he has a lot of information, so that's cool. Next up, I have Comics Fan 1973. And he has videos up there. So his videos are usually the community challenges. So someone in the comic book community, the YouTube comic book community, will post a challenge. And we've seen them. Some of you have done them, and that's okay. I haven't. Usually they're about a cover, right? And I always feel like I really don't want to go into it because my comics aren't, like, I have some comics at the house, but I actually have to keep them I don't have enough room at my house, so they're in an air-cooled. I've shared this before. Anyway, so he does a lot of the challenges, the various cover challenges, which are really cool. One of the things that he does that I've seen, he does it, who else? Someone else does it. Dang it, who else is it? I've seen it done before. But he has it on his About blurb where he basically shares his recommendations for YouTube channels on his About page of his YouTube channel. And I think that's cool. I've seen it done also in video descriptions where they just list a bunch of other people to check out. I don't know if I'm going to do something like that or not. Because I'm doing this, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I need to do that. But maybe, I don't know, just kind of a thought. But I'd seen that he has this, and I thought, and of course when I first looked at his stuff, I was like, oh, and look at his About page. Oh, look, and he's got all these links. Great. And I took a look at other channels. So that actually gave me more people to watch, which is great. Officially, his channel mainly shows comic book covers, American comics, European graphic novels, and manga-related content. His personal collection is largely in the Finnish language. My guess is he speaks Finnish. He has foreign comics in both English, French. He's got German, Swedish, and Italian, I think. And my foreign collection is French and Italian. Oh, and Spanish. I have Spanish. Not from Spain, from Mexico. I'm in Arizona. Mexico's right across the border. So I have, I do have some like Avengers in Spanish. I also have stuff in French. Not because of France so much as because I've gotten books from Canada that are in French. And then Italian, I've actually just oddly picked up in collections. I'll be honest, so it kind of got me thinking. One of the things I'm kind of interested in is the Philippine comics. The Philippines have a bright or a long history with comic book creators. And that'd be kind of, maybe I should include that in something. I don't know if everybody's aware of this, but oh man, and I haven't looked up dates recently or anything else, but one of the first female superheroes ever created, even though it didn't get published then, was, what was her name then? Darna. Might have been Varda at the time, but anyway, Max Rivales, I think, was the creator's name, and he had submitted him to National, American, Timely, Fox, all these other people during the era when they were booming. And she's kind of a cross between, she's a Superman type character, but more of a cross between Captain Marvel and Superman in a weird kind of way. And she was a national hero. She was a Philippine national character. But Max ended up having to go to war. The Philippines were directly involved in World War II, as you may or may not know. And he didn't have time to write comics. It was about living and surviving and protecting his home. And then after the war, he submitted some characters again. Oddly, in that time, Wonder Woman came about. And I know Wonder Woman has another story in her creation, but if they would have picked him up way back then, we would have had a Varda or Darnya. I don't remember what, man, I'm trying to think, what is she going by now? I think it's Darna, so it would have been a Varda, I think was her first name. And so she was published by the Philippine Comics for many years, and he took her when he went to another publisher. And there's other characters in that whole world, right? But yeah, it'd be kind of interesting to get a hold of that. So that's one of the foreign comics I'm interested in. He obviously Finnish, so I'm assuming he speaks Finnish, and then English, French, German, Swedish, and Italian. That would tell me, somewhere up there. But Comics Fan 1973. It's awesome. You'll often see him comment on stuff in my videos, and his comments are always insightful, which is awesome. And then my third one for this week is Comic Mag Musings. So Bill over at Comic Mag Musing is an amazing fan of non-superhero comics. So I'm not saying he doesn't like superhero comics, but his like everything from horror, Conan. I love his Edgar Rice Burroughs stuff that he goes after and has, and others. So he does haul videos from comic shops, auctions, does unboxings, including CGC unboxings. He'll usually bring in either his wife or his son when they do that, and he does those unboxings just to kind of have fun with it, and that's very cool. His children are younger than mine. But yeah, he does do that. Officially, from his About thing, he's been reading comics since the late 70s, when he first discovered, and I love this, all the magic of Bill Mantlo and Michael Golden on the Micronauts. How cool is that? We've talked about Bill Mantlo multiple times on my channel because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Michael Golden also. And so one of the things he says is, please join me in a great big cosmic hug as we embrace our fellow comic book enthusiasts and support one another's passions for collecting. And I think that's wonderful. It's not that everybody collects the same thing, right? I'm pretty diverse. I collect a lot of stuff, oftentimes way more than I probably should. But I think it's really cool that I know quite a few people that have, like, as they've gotten older especially, had to stream their collections to be one or two type, I want to call them genres, but they're really not unique genres, but that they'll collect, and that'll be their jam, if you will. And it's not that the other stuff, they don't like it, it's just that that's what they're focused on. And I think that's awesome. So my hope is that when you see what I get, when I do my comic haul videos, you're like, oh, yeah, I'm not into that, but man, that is pretty cool. So that's always my hope, that there's something I'll find that will appeal to what you're doing. I try to have knowledge on as much stuff as I remember and can recall. And a lot of times the old memory, it just, we forget. A lot. a lot. And it gets frustrating sometimes, but it's okay. Anyway, so I thought I'd share those three. So Comic Mag Musings and Bill, and then Comics Fan 1973, and Dr. Von Chilla. So those are my three comic shoutouts, and I will of course include links in the description. So if you want to take a look at them, my hope is that you find something in one of these three or in one of the others that I've done. What would this be? This will be the fourth one. Fourth one. And yeah, so don't quote me on the fourth one. Again, memory, not what it used to be. My hope is that of any of the previous that I've done, you're going to find at least a couple that you enjoy. And there's going to be more every week. All right, you guys, take care of each other. Have a good day.